Hey Internet, it's me again, doing an update. I guess it is September 8th, 2019. So, it seems like a lot has gone on. You may notice behind me that there is framed artwork on the wall, and I have a new houseplant whose name is Smokey. Um, So the dust has sort of settled, or is still settling at my new apartment, which I've been at for almost 3 months, 2.5 months at this point. So that's been going pretty good. My son spent the night for the second time last night, so that's like just been amazing. It's it's definitely a goal that I have been trying to get to for a long time. And so to finally have this be basically the pattern, I mean, it's happened twice, 2 weekends in a row, it's going to continue for him to spend basically 24 hours over here. It's just, I've come a long way in like 3 months, basically, 3-4 months. That's kind of the bottom line. And in terms of the HRT and hormones and stuff, I think I can't even remember, 7 or 8 months. Anyway, I went and had my checkup with the endocrinologist and had my blood work done, and my E levels were pretty low actually. So she upped my prescription, so it's going to be 50% more of what I've been taking. It'll be 0.15 instead of 0.1 milligrams a day, I think, or a week. I can't remember. Anyway, whatever it is, for 0.1 is the highest they make in the patch, so it's basically I've got to wear 2 patches now every time I change them. So that'll be a little annoying. Just because the adhesive is it's hard to get off a little bit. It's not too bad, but so it's going to be double that. Let's see, and so anyway, I started doing the new dosage. What day did I do that? Today's Sunday. I guess Friday. Friday was the first time that I did that, and I don't know. I feel like I'm feeling the effects pretty strongly. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I don't know. I've just been really feeling extra like femme, I guess, over the last few days, or last day in particular. I trimmed the back of my head a little bit, and I don't know what it was, but the shape of my head now just feels a little bit more feminine too, and I've just been noticing my skin and my body fat also has started to change a little bit. So just overall, I really have started to feel like, I'm in a body that feels better. It's really interesting to sort of experience that. And I'm also kind of at the point in the process where those types of more pronounced physical changes are supposed to start happening. So yeah, it's kind of exciting, and it's still a little scary just because you don't know where it's going to end up. In terms of like how everything sort of manifests, and particularly how your male characteristics persist through those changes, right? So there's certain things about my body that are always going to be sort of more like a male because I grew up that way. So my bone structure and also like my mannerisms and personality and thing, I've lived with that my whole life as being male. So I don't expect all those things to necessarily change, but it'll be interesting to see like where things end up in terms of, am I still appearing male to people? How blendable am I, or do I need to, or there's just a huge universe of possible outcomes there, and I don't know where it will feel right based on sort of what the changes are for me. So that's kind of what's been going on with that. And Tori, who I've been seeing, has been amazingly supportive. I can't even believe how lucky I am to be spending time with someone who's that accepting about it. It's like really cool. So yeah, it's a great experience, no matter what happens, really. So anyway, I'm past the 5-minute point. I'm gonna try to check it later. Oh, by the way, I wanted to point out that this piece right here is something that I made in 2003. It's actually the second, like, what I would consider to be like legit digital art piece that I printed. What I mean by legit is that it's not necessarily having to do with the quality, but it was printed out on like archival watercolor paper with UV resistant inks, and it's like professionally framed and stuff. It's like a piece that hung in a gallery and was for sale. I didn't really make that many pieces like that, honestly. I think it's around 10 things that I made in total in my life that were sort of presented in that type of context. But anyway, this one's super old, and I've had it rolled up forever, and it still looks really, really good. It's so funny, it's like just a squiggle that was drawn in 3D Studio Max, I think, in like 1997. And I remember rendering that thing took a while, because it's like slightly reflective on the interior, and it has all these sort of subtle details to the texturing that kind of make it look like a blade of grass if you look at it really up close. Anyway, I don't know why I'm saying so much about that. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.